Feast! 行くぞ!
When the appointed time comes, Joy Boy is expected to appear again. Is that really a good thing? It is said that during the void century around 900 years ago, Joy Boy wanted to raise the ship of Noah with the help of Poseidon. Both parties made an agreement, but Joy Boy was unable to keep his side of the bargain, and the ship of Noah is kept safe in the Fisherman Island until the appointed time when Joy Boy will come back. We believe Joy Boy's promise was to give Fisherman Island equal rights and consider them as a nation and give them the identity they deserve and their place on the surface as well. Remove every discrimination there is against the fishermen. We even believe that Joy Boy was the king of the ancient kingdom, which was destroyed by the 20 kingdoms. In our minds, we all believe that Joy Boy was a good guy. But the most interesting thing is that Joy Boy only has been mentioned by only pirates of the One Piece world. But aren't pirates considered the bad guys in One Piece? From the beginning of One Piece, it seems as though anyone who sails the seas without the Marine's permission is automatically an outlaw. Despite its wonderment and excitement, it's pretty absolute. These pirates are the breach of the world's government's otherwise absolute control. Even defining a pirate is, broadly speaking, any professional criminal that operates wholly or partially on the world's seas, especially people conducting robbery by ship. In most, if not all, cases, they lead or belong to a group of like-minded criminals known as a crew. While the English word pirate is derived from Latin pirata, sea robber, and Greek pirates, brigade, the Japanese word for pirate, kaizoku, comprise the kanji for the sea and ocean, and thief and robber, in analogy to such terms as bandit. On general thought, the pirates are the villains. If we talk about the Marines, only a few Marines has a bad intention or attitude, such as Morgan, and he was arrested. Mostly Marines has a sense of justice and good manners. We can see Kobe, Smoker, Tashigi, T-Bone, Aokiji, Vegetara, Garp, and so on. Our Marines with lower rank maybe only follow the order of the higher one, yet most of them seems always pardoning in humanity order. Some Marines like Akinu have a strong sense of justice with his own way. Some people might think that he was insane, but we cannot deny that he did that for the good of the world from his point of view. On the other side, pirates are really insane, don't you see? From the Straw Hats, who are the only exceptions in the piracy world, let's see how Buggy, Arlon, Crocodile, the Flamingo, Wapo, Blackbeard, Big Mom, even Supernovas, Estes Kid, and Capone, they all do what they want and doesn't care about other people. Now going back to Joy Boy, he was mentioned only by pirates such as Gol D Roger and Kaido, and also mentioned on the Poneglyphs. Ever since we read volume 22 of One Piece, I thought that the Poneglyphs look very similar to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So far I haven't seen any One Piece theorists cover this topic. That's why I think it's about time someone covered this topic and how the Poneglyphs are actually a trap which could lead to a new enemy. Joy Boy, God of Death. Hi everyone, Flying Panda, the One Piece Theorist.
It's a trap? Was Joy Boy really a good guy?
There are two main similarities between the Poneglyphs and the Tablets of Thoth that we'll be covering. Thanks to my friend Draco for covering this topic. 1. The Emerald Tablets are supposed to be indestructible. They consist of 12 tablets of emerald green, formed from a substance created through alchemy transmutation. There are more supplementary Emerald Tablets as well. According to Tamago, there are 30 Poneglyphs in the world. We have learned that there are different kinds of Poneglyphs that exist, like the historical Poneglyphs, the instructional Poneglyphs, and the road Poneglyphs. The Poneglyphs are supposed to be vulnerable and to be created by the Kozuki clan. The Poneglyphs were created of indestructible stones, so the enemies of the ancient kingdom wouldn't be able to get rid of them, according to Dr. Clover, so the history of the void century wouldn't be lost forever. Back to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. the imperishable residual elements and substances. In effect, the atomic and cellular structure is fixed, no change ever taking place. In this respect, they violate the material laws of ionization. Upon them are engraved characters in the ancient Atlantean language. Atlanteans are the native race that inhabits the continent of Atlantis, not to be confused with the similarly aquatic race of merpeople, but in this theory, I'll be referring to the Fishman Island of One Piece and its people as comparison to Atlanteans. Now towards the second point. The Emerald Tablets are holding the hidden information about the ancient history and its ways and wisdom. As we all know that the Poneglyphs are supposed to reveal what happened during the Void Century and what happened to the ancient kingdom, as stated by Dr. Clover. Likewise, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth are telling us of what happened to the continent of Atlantis. Thoth states that he made the Emerald Tablets and that he is a former king of Atlantis, also that he was the builder of pyramids of Giza. The history of tablets, translated in the following pages, is strange and beyond the belief of modern scientists. Their relic is stupendous, dating back some 36,000 years BC. The writer is Thoth, an Atlantean priest king who founded a colony in ancient Egypt after the sinking of the mother country. For some 16,000 years he ruled the ancient race of Egypt from approximately 52,000 BC to 36,000 BC. At that time, the ancient barbaric race among which he and his followers had settled has been raised to a high degree of civilization. Thoth was an immortal, that he had conquered death, passing only when he willed, and even then not through death. His wise wisdom made him ruler over various Atlantean colonies, including the ones in South and Central America. Can Thoth be compared to Joy Boy at this moment? Within the Emerald Tablets, there is written that Atlantis has a civilization far surpassing our modern civilization. There's an entire society free from boundaries of materialism, money and war. Instead, the focus of the people of Atlantis was on the acquisition of higher knowledge, the connection to the world and the stars around them. But the people of Atlantis' outstanding civilization didn't last forever. Can we compare the Atlanteans to the people of the ancient kingdom? At some point, the Atlanteans got visited by, depending on which translation of tablets you read, either beings from the skies, space, or beings from another dimension plane that had another frequency of vibration than them. Are these space beings the celestial dragons? War started to emerge on the continent. The new beings started to infest the Atlanteans with their inhuman ways of war and blood offerings and enslaving of others. Around 9600 BC, years ago, a great flood occurred as a result of this war. It sunk the continent of Atlantis. Thoth gathered the survivors of uncorrupted Atlanteans and flew in his ship to the land of Kim in Egypt. Was this what Noah was created to move the fishermen people to another location? In Kim, Thoth re-established their civilization. The surviving ancestors of the beings gathered together and infested the leaders of the countries by their ways. They started to enslave opponents and those that didn't fit with their society's ways. They started to use blood sacrifice and horrible means of war, till they had gained immense control and managed to overthrow the old teachings of Atlantis. Luckily, Thoth has established the Brotherhood of Thoth that guarded the knowledge of the Emerald Tablets. They also helped to raise humanity's consciousness and pass on their teaching to a selected few that could help steer the world in a positive direction. The wisdoms contained therein is the foundation of the ancient mysteries, and for the one who reads open eyes and mind, his wisdom shall be increased 100-fold. Are these selected few the D-Clan? In One Piece, we know that the enemy of the ancient kingdom won. The enemies were the founders of the world government. Currently in the One Piece world, the world government and the celestial dragons are world nobles. We all know the horrible ways of the celestial dragons and world government. They abuse slaves even though by their laws is forbidden. They discriminate other races like fishmen and minks. They aren't even acknowledging them as humans, while the fishmen aren't considered fish anymore thanks to Queen Otahime. To look at the enslavement of other species, we just have to look at the history of the THOTH'S. We just have to look at how Doflamingo's ancestors, the Donquet family, used the rules over the THOTH'S. We could just take a look at Dressrosa and how Dofi was ruling over the country. By enslaving the THOTH'S again, when he kidnapped Menchili and used her tears to heal his allies, while threatening her life to force the THOTH'S who worked for him, He used sugar to enslave all the opponents to him, or by his rule, by turning them into toys. We can also see how, like the ancient survivors of Atlantis that Thoth gathered, there are a lot of descendants or allies to the ancient kingdom, like the Nefeltari family of Alabasta, the Shandorians of Skypiea or Jaya, the citizens of Dorado, Shandora, the fishermen merfolk of Fishman Island, and the minks Mokomordukum. And there might even be the descendant of the ancient ally to the ancient kingdom that inspired Dragon to start the revolutionary armies that is freeing the people of the One Piece world from the world government, and the ancestors of the world government, the 20 kings, sinking the ancient kingdom by creating the Red Line. So the conclusion of this theory is that Oda's major inspiration for the Poneglyphs is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Both the Poneglyphs and the Emerald Tablets are indestructible, both hold the information of an ancient kingdom and its wisdom. They both also are mysterious. And for last, I will leave you with this. Maybe the Emerald Poneglyph is on the island of Nakrawa, the island of dreams. Shout out to Joy Boy for this. Now, if you're still here with me, I hope you click like and subscribed already. I could have ended the theory because I've seen the links with this and all the history of the war in One Piece, but still, I want to talk about Joy Boy and his connection with Thoth. Thoth was an ancient Egyptian god of the moon, wisdom, writing, magic, judgment, balance, and the dead. When you think of the moon, you start to think of all the moon connections in One Piece. The moon in One Piece may remind us that Joy Boy will not be forgotten, or he's always watching. When Joy Boy was with the fishermen, was it really to give them freedom of the surface? And if so, was it through force? Was it a war he was ready to create with the help of Poseidon to attack while the whole world is flooded? The Atlanteans did have the best technology and would surely give the world government a run for its money. Joy Boy may not even be a real name. I mean, after the whole 967 chapter thing, and Roger naming the island Laughter above all things, it has now hit me that Joy Boy may be more literal in meaning that we ever thought. Even when Kaido mentioned that Luffy was not the Joy Boy, further clarifies that it is a title like the Pirate King, which makes more sense now. I think it's more likely that Kaido is referencing to Rocks becoming Joy Boy. All the Joy Boy candidates seem to be the D's, the ones the government are afraid of. First Rocks, then Roger, and now Luffy and Blackbeard. Kaido was an apprentice of Rock's ship, which means he was young and likely looked up to him. Despite Rocks being great, his death and his presence were erased from the world and no one knows of him. I think this is where Kaido's need for the eventual death comes from. Then this further can be speculated that due to Thoth being immortal, then so was the first Joy Boy also immortal. Imagine when the Straw Hats get all the royal Poneglyphs and it leads them to the awakening of Joy Boy, who awakens and wants to rule the world. There are 30 Poneglyphs and these ones were the fake ones. Now, could this be the treasure of One Piece? Thoth, being a god of writing and wisdom, was regarded as the author of books like Books of the Dead and the Books of Breathing, which consists of spells used in ancient Egypt. Moreover, there has been numerous mentions of a book named the Book of Thoth, which is said to contain all the secrets of the universe, which includes both mankind and the divinity. But it is believed that the knowledge of this book is cursed. Anyone who finds this book and reads it will become the most powerful sorcerer in the universe. Is that a worthy treasure for the one who finds the One Piece? Is that why Roger wasn't interested and neither would Luffy, who just wants to have a party with the whole world? There is too much talk about Rocks being the lurking legend, but can he be the Joy Boy as well? Well, Roger mentioned he wished he lived in the same era as Joy Boy further implies that he's talking about another Joy Boy. We looked at some candidates, but before I was thinking that Luffy was the Joy Boy, even Vivi was in the hands of Im, so she could also be a candidate. Im doesn't want the Joy Boy to get in touch with Poseidon again, and this time in the form of Shirahoshi. But if my theory that Joy Boy is not a good guy, then I'm starting to think that the Joy Boy is not a good thing to inherit, then maybe it's Blackbeard who is the Joy Boy. Im was also holding onto the photo of Blackbeard. If Teach was not a pirate, then he would be an archaeologist, and Blackbeard's original name was Everything D. Teach. The Pirate King versus Joy Boy. This is like another theory coming, but let's end this theory for now. Let me be the first theorist to say that the Joy Boy is a bad guy. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please leave your comments down below what you thought. Please click like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda, and of course, join our Discord. As you know, we got a Twitter account, meet us there. We got a Facebook, join us there. And also we got a Discord channel with over 2,000 members. We're a great admin team, great members. We always talk about our One Piece theories in this channel. We always talk about One Piece in general. We talk about films. We talk about games. So if you haven't already, see you there on the Discord channel.
Flying Panda.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme, explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as a pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away, it's so unreal. Didn't look out below. What time fly through out the window. Trying to hold on, but didn't even know. I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, even though I tried. It all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard.
Flying Panda. Yeah. Flying Panda. Here we go now.